As we chronicle life here in the United States every Friday, there are moments when it's important to recognise just how rapidly things are changing here and how irreversible some of the shifts may prove to be in the years ahead. This was a week when President Trump said things that not even his boldest predecessors would have dared to articulate. Richard Nixon craved an all-powerful executive presidency. So did Dick Cheney when he served as vice president to George W. Bush. But neither of them ever said this.
If I had the right to do anything I want to do, I'm the president of the United States. If I think our country's in danger, and it is in danger in these cities, I can do it.
The president asserting no limits whatsoever on his authority. I have the right to do anything I want to do, he said there during Tuesday's cabinet meeting. And for the second time in as many weeks, he also flirted with the D word.
So the line is that I'm a dictator, but I stop crime. So a lot of people say, you know, if that's the case, I'd rather have a dictator. But I'm not a dictator. I just know how to stop crime.
We will return in just a moment to the nervous laughter around the cabinet table there, but first to the meat of the issue. The president now seems to be planning to test whether he has the authority to concoct a national security emergency out of thin air. Let's be absolutely clear, that is what he is proposing. After flooding Washington with National Guard troops and other federal agents earlier this month to deal with a largely non-existent crime wave, he now wants to do the same in Chicago, and then in New York, Los Angeles, and a host of other Democratic Party strongholds.
Mr. President, do not come to Chicago. You are neither wanted here nor needed here.
That is J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois and a possible runner in the race for the 2028 Democratic Party presidential nomination. This week, he warned every single Trump official, military leader, and even the men and women in uniform that accountability for their actions in the days and weeks ahead will come eventually.
To the Trump administration officials who are complicit in this scheme, to the public servants who have forsaken their oath to the Constitution to serve the petty whims of an arrogant little man, to any federal official who would come to Chicago and try to incite my people into violence as a pretext for something darker and more dangerous, we are watching and we are taking names.
But you can watch and you can take as many names as you like. Democrats will only be able to seek the justice that they are threatening if they win some elections. And this week, another top Democrat, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, said the quiet stuff out loud. And watch carefully here, because the audience, even the host at a summit in Sacramento, funded by the website Politico, took a while to grasp the gravity of the point that the governor was making.
I don't think Donald Trump wants another election. You think for a second I have 24 Trump 2028 hats. His folks keep sending me.
And you think he's going to run again?
Don't give me. Who spends $200 million on a ballroom at their home and then leaves the house? So this is serious, guys. This is serious.
So it'll be Newsom Trump in 28.
No. This guy doesn't believe in free, fair elections. He tried to wreck this country. Were you there, January 6th? I mean, he tried to light democracy on fire. He dialed for 11, almost 12,000 votes. Now he's doing it in plain sight. And people said, oh, just Trump being Trump.
Now, Trump supporters waved those suggestions off, absolutely offended that anyone might suggest democracy is unsafe in his hands. But it's not just the Trump 2028 hats that he now tries to offload on visiting heads of state when he escorts them to the White House gift shop that are raising questions about the future. It's also the increasing virulence of the rhetoric spouted by his leading ideologues. Take a listen to this. The Deputy White House Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, architect of the president's mass deportation program, laying the groundwork on Fox News this week for perhaps proscribing the Democratic Party as a criminal organization.
The Democrat Party does not fight for, care about, or represent American citizens. It is an entity devoted exclusively to the defense of hardened criminals, gangbangers, and illegal alien killers and terrorists. The Democrat Party is not a political party. It is a domestic extremist organization. The Democrat Party, Sean, that exists today, it disgusts me. I do not recognize that party, Sean.
I think Lassie might be trying to tell us something, because there is no great leap between calling the Democrats a domestic extremist organization working to defend terrorists and then restricting the party's activities, maybe rounding up their leaders, perhaps even banning them. It would be rash to think that Mr. Miller doesn't believe every word that he says. Which takes us back to this week's cabinet meeting. If the Trump administration is not a dictatorship, word does not seem to have spread to his top lieutenants. For 3¼ hours this week, live on television, they slathered him in baby oil to an extent that even the North Koreans might struggle to achieve. They were all at it, but here in order are 3 of them. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, and U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff.
Sir, as we've said very often, economic security is national security, and our country has never been so secure thanks to you. You have brought us back from the edge.
Thank you, sir. As we approach Labor Day weekend here, this is just such a great opportunity really to recognize your leadership as a true champion for working people.
And there's only one thing I wish for, that noble committee finally gets its act together and realizes that you are the single finest candidate since the this Nobel Award was ever talked about to receive that reward. Beyond your success is game-changing out in the world today. And
what is going on here? They've even got the synchronized applause nailed down. In the battleground state of Missouri this week, and in many other parts of the country, elected Republican lawmakers were getting an earful during the congressional summer break.
Okay, if you didn't want to hear my lies, why did you come here? All right? If you don't want to hear anything I say, why did you come here? All right?
Congressman Mark Alford there, a pro-Trump Republican facing off against furious constituents. In this case, an elderly farmer.
And get Trump out of office. The man is a dictator. He knows nothing about what he talks about. You need to take your head out of Trump's ass and start doing your representation of us.
Scenes like that have been repeated nationwide and echo voter surveys that show the president's approval ratings underwater on all his signature issues: immigration, national security, inflation, and the economy. In Minneapolis this week, the start of the new school year witnessed tragedy. The by now all too predictable cadences of another school shooting being covered by America's news channels.
One child left with a bandage on his arm, raced to his mother for an embrace. It's clearly a very serious situation.
My friend got hit in the back.
Did he go to the hospital?
Yeah, he went to the hospital.
What went through your mind when you saw that?
I was super scared for him, but I think now he's okay.
2 children, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, were not so lucky. They died in the Catholic school's chapel, where morning mass was underway when the attacker, a 23-year-old former student, opened fire, shooting through the windows. Officials called the assailant, who died at the scene, a deranged monster, obsessed with the idea of killing children. Naturally, no action will now be taken to implement meaningful gun control in order to head off the chances of the inevitable repetition. Among celebrities who have spoken out against gun violence, we have noted before on American Week the contribution of Taylor Swift. Her song, Only the Young, decries the failure to act by successive American presidents and is her most avowedly political work. This week, as you undoubtedly know by now, Ms. Swift made an announcement that immediately helped to lift the national mood. She and her boyfriend Travis Kelce, a football player with the Kansas City Chiefs, announced their engagement in a posting on Instagram. "Your school teacher and your gym teacher are getting married," they wrote, a reference to her song So High School. Pictures showed her boyfriend down on one knee and Ms. Swift sporting a massive diamond ring on her finger, estimated to be around 8 carats. flirts. The American television networks broke into programming to make the announcement. CBS News, it turns out, has a huge Swiftie in the form of the storied network's White House correspondent Olivia Rinaldi.
Taylor Swift is engaged. Taylor Swift is engaged. Taylor Swift is engaged. This, come back to me. She just posted it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, it's huge. The ring is ginormous. This is so exciting.
She was able eventually to contain herself and report the news on air from the White House lawn. Inside the building, President Trump, who has previously said he hates Taylor Swift and considers her no longer hot, was asked for his reaction during Tuesday's cabinet meeting.
Well, I wish him a lot of luck. No, I think he's a great player. I think he's a great guy, and I think that she's a terrific person. So I wish them a lot of luck.
When and where the wedding will happen, who gets to attend, we do not know. But the biggest thing in pop culture is a go. And the week received its badly needed mood change, a happy diversion from the far less edifying dramas that are playing out in Donald Trump's America.